pass the blunt. You are now tuned in to Smokers Blend the Weed Show. With Shy U, I'm Zach Coley. Ugly, skinny bully, bang Rajon Cole Committee. All y'all girls up there, stop birding and start rolling up. Herb Tracks and Talk. Man, we did it. Smokers Blend the Weed Show. ShadyHipHopRadio.com. Like this shit.
Well, that's the beat I put on there.
You done spit it, some wax shit it, and probably thought that because it's been a minute, I forget it. Fuck that, cause like Common and Cube, I see the bitch in you, and I'ma make the world see it too. Ooh.
What was that noise?
Wow. All right, so what's your
crazy verdict? When you go back and read stuff like that, and you remove the bias that you had when you were younger for an artist, you'd be like, dang. Oh man, someone got murdered. Because like when I first heard about that whole situation, one of the biggest LL Cool J fans, like most everybody else was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, who is this trying to go against LL Cool J? Who is this trying to go against LL Cool J? LL Cool J gonna demolish him. I saw his second round video. Like, man, this is whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, LL Cool J gonna eat him up. I went back and like listened to what he was actually saying. I was like, ooh, he murdered LL. Why did he have to murder L?
At the end of the day, people gotta realize it's a ladies' man versus a lyricist.
Mm-hmm. Now, this ain't like it didn't work like it did with Drake versus Pusha. You know what I'm saying?
Pusha came with either he saw and learned from it, or he was like,
"Oh damn, that is same split, ladies' man versus
because females outnumber us."
They try to say because he was like a ladies' man versus a lyricist. And that was the same thing with Drake.
First when he first brought it up, I was like, "What the fuck? Why are they jumping so far in between? You know why they jumping so far?"
They just
now that you mention it, I understand.
That is kind of similar, I guess, huh?
Yeah, but no, because at this point, Canibus came out, nobody knew about Canibus. Pusha T got
people already know who
got a whole fucking catalog.
Yeah, and it was totally different back then because I mean, on the underground, people knew who Canibus was. On the underground,
but not as much as people know Pusha T when this thing started.
Yeah, because the internet and everything is different nowadays.
But no, because Pusha T
because like this,
then the clips and
yeah, but I don't think that Pusha T has more clout than Canibus though. Like I don't think that he has like
he does.
I don't know about that.
No. In just because
not lyrically, not lyrically.
Because like this. He's coming at a pop star, just like Canibus came at almost a pop star, almost. You know what I'm saying?
Although LL has real roots and shit like that, but he became a pop star.
Right. So,
and yes, he's here, ladies and gentlemen, the impeccable beat connoisseur.
See, every episode turns into Smokers Blend with this guy. Every episode that we do, it always ends up turning into Smokers Blend.
2-1, 3-1, whatever.
The weed
it is.
show.
So they're gonna automatically side with him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what he does to them, he can't make no bad song. Like his millions that he done sold is from them.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, outside of his like first album, I don't hear too many niggas just talking about like Drake a whore, cuz unless he with other dudes, you know, Young Money or whatever, they came together. But like him by himself, it ain't that many dudes. It's like, man, Drake is this is my top 5, son. Just top 5 because I got time today. I got time. Yeah.
There's some out there.
There are. But the majority of his fans ain't. Just like in this one, the majority of fans wear high heels. Like,
but I mean, that's what Pusha did. Pusha went to separate the female fan base.
He had to sever. Either he learned from this one, or he just he
I think he learned. I think he learned.
He probably did.
Well, yeah,
because if Canibus
basically Pusha T went at through a diss that would affect his female fan base by saying he's a deadbeat daddy.
You know,
so he was more so speaking to his fan base. When Canibus came speaking to the hip hop community, like, yo, this motherfucker's most of his fans are women.
Because back then, like, that was a diss. You know what I'm saying? Like, to say most of your fans are women.
T came out with, all right, so most of your women are female. You know he's a to
be dad, right? He is like, yeah, he didn't mind that most of his fans were women. He just wanted to try to play him out in front of them.
Him
Exactly.
with his fan base, like, you know, what was it, Inside Out? I would die for Riley. He said he had the female version of that. Like, I'll jump in front of all these shots. You know, don't hit my baby.
Exactly. So
like they blocked. They was just like, no, that was weak. Get that off the radio. I want to hear it.
Yeah,
like,
it was one of them things where it was like he couldn't get past the fan base. If he would have done that, he would have stained LL bad.
And it got more. Everything that LL did got more recognition anyway. Not only because he was more popular or more recognized, you know, nationwide or however far they be extended, but he also had, you know, the females who pretty much has the ear of the radio,
right?
Because they're the majority. And then everybody who's word of mouth in it, pushing it, like, again, if it's all females, like, don't listen to that mess. Campbell's weak. He hating. He trying to get
What is he talking about?
He trying to get.
Do you agree with that point? Like that, they're saying that, you know, LL's female fan base shut Canibus down basically, and that's why people didn't really like his. They're saying that LL's fan base shut Canibus down, which I kind of agree with.
Kind of funny because
I kind of agree with that.
With the South Pole shirt on, said that when he first heard,
he agreed too.
He was like, I already liked LL, so
right. He was part of that.
I kind of blew it off. But then later on, I listened to the lyrics and
like he's listening to it right now. He's listening to it right now.
How could you listen to the fucking shit the first time
and not hear that? Because all the hype of what everybody, like, people was following what other people was saying.
Man,
and at that time,
he had Mike Tyson on that shit. Right. Fucking preface that shit and intro it. And man, fuck that.
But again, like, he didn't know who Canibus was.
Get your ear from that right off.
But you got to put it like this. That was probably the first song of Canibus that he ever heard. Yeah, like, that was the first thing that he ever heard.
First thing you hear on that song. So that in itself, at that time, that just allowed that to be accepted. It didn't matter who Canibus was accepted.
But again,
right at that point,
you saying that, but he didn't accept it, and a lot of fans didn't accept it. A lot of fans.
I don't want to really go this route with it, but the man is wearing a fucking South Pole.
What the? Come on, man. What does that got to do with anything right now?
Because South Pole, even at that time, was whack.
Oh my God! Why are you dissing his?
And I don't want to go that route.
You just did. You just did.
But,
you just went that route.
But the fact that he already admitted that at that time when that came out, he was an LL Cool J fan. When LL Cool J wasn't really.
Not on the underground. Not on the underground. He wasn't respected like that.
He really kind of had around that time was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That, but he came right. The whole thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of and the Who Shot You, which was also.
At that time, it was the same time.
That's what I'm saying. So
that was when he was getting his clout back. He had done so much commercial shit for years. This is when that was his way back in.
Shit was fucked up because that shit was a direct fucking speak to Tupac.
Nah, it was.
Yeah, it was, and Tupac took it that way too.
Well,
Who shot you? Tupac didn't know. He was pissed.
Well, look. Like, what they're saying is, see, you get off the subject. What they're saying is the fan base protected LL. Whereas, and like you already just said, Pusha T addressed the fan base in this particular battle with Drake, and the fan base didn't fully. But, you know, Drake is still secure, though.
Jay-Z and Nas. Jay-Z had a bigger female fan base.
No. People say that. No. People say that Nas won that battle. But to me, Jay-Z won. No, but to me, Jay-Z
won that battle.
To not like he didn't have facts though. He was just saying shit.
That motherfucker, man. What was
he was saying? He was like Nas was saying like you know, kind of like made up shit, like you know, shit to just diss him. Whereas Jay-Z was kind of saying facts though. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of saying facts though, and like people that fully like. To me personally, I feel like Jay-Z won that battle. You know, and trust me, I love Nas and all that shit too. And I think Nas has way more deeper music than Jay-Z. And to a certain degree, I would say Nas is better than Jay-Z at a certain level. But on another degree, I would say Jay-Z is better because he's made more hits and stuff like that are legitimate hits, not just you know, everybody like some commercial shit that everybody else likes, but you know, a regular motherfucker couldn't like it, or a regular underground hip hop motherfucker. No, Jay-Z's had a lot of fucking, you know, like underground and commercially successful songs that a lot of motherfuckers that know are bangers and shit. And Nas maybe had the same amount. You know what I'm saying? Like they've had like the same amount, sort of. So, but at the same time, Jay-Z's career is much more prosperous and all that stuff. What same thing, like with LL, like lyrically,
I think Jay
lyrically,
played more towards the female fan base.
we're gonna touch on that in a second, but lyrically, just to finish up with Canibus and LL, lyrically, Canibus is way better than LL to me. You know what I'm saying? Like he has way more lyrically skillful songs than LL has put out because LL caters to a more female audience, stuff like that, which has fucked up hip hop in actuality. That whole catering to kids and women, like little children and women, like making nursery rhyme style beats and then doing R&B themes and concepts in your rap songs where you're just talking about bitches and all that shit. Like that is what killed the creativity and the originality in hip hop. Because all you got to do is a formula and little kids and girls will buy your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just keep doing the same formula and then you just put a different rapping on it. Same formula, different rapping, same formula, different rapping, same. Keep doing that shit over and then little kids and girls will buy that shit.
Dive pretty much faster than Canibus' music career.
Who?
It seems like Canibus in the long run of their music careers for both of them. Seems like
both who, like him and LL?
Canibus and LL, yes. Canibus seems to have more of a music career because
you mean like musically, as far as like doing good music?
Right, when you think of Canibus, you think of a musician,
right? When you think of LL, actor. Yeah, you think of an actor. Yeah,
so technically, because after that time, LL didn't come out with many songs after that. He did come out, I think, with a couple things since, but really, you would hear more.
It's all commercial shit, though. Regardless of what it is.
Much from him either. He still pops up on. He'll still be around to embarrass himself. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Why would you say that? He'll still be around to embarrass himself.
Well, I'm just talking about that because
the battle, that disastrous fucking battle with Disaster. Anyway. But yeah, that was completely apart from his skill level as a writer and a lyricist and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Right. But one thing I just know about the Cypher, what I've noticed ever since I saw the Cypher the first time is Canibus's first rhyming of that the knockout.
Second round knockout.
Yeah, it's
right.
He's not comfortable doing it publicly the first time. Like he didn't practice enough. And if he did practice it,
he stumbled in the middle.
Not how he practiced it.
No. He stumbled in the middle because motherfuckers started like, oh shit, and that threw him off and shit. It threw him off.
Yeah, but even still.
I'll even wait for the studio audience to applaud. Clap, clap. Now watch me rip the tap from your arm. Stick you in the groin, kick you in your Vanguard Award. Snatch your Vanguard Award in front of your mom, your first, second, and third born. Make your wife get on the horn, call Minister Farrakhan. Hold up.
Still, his delivery of it
was more nervous.
Yeah, it wasn't as on point as it is on the song.
Right. Because it was a young rhyme. He had just, did it. However, look, but you got to understand this too. That was the first time that he spit that publicly. And that was probably the most brazen move that had ever been done in hip-hop to that point. That was probably...
Well, yes and no, because if you were
regular there, MCs going in...
If you weren't there, that shit might not have ever really been heard. It might have just been talked about.
No. Hold on.
Talked about, but it wouldn't have been heard.
No, but... him doing it was acknowledging the fact that, I'm about to drop this record. I'm going to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to get out, like him doing it there. Like, and plus it had already gotten out that he had did that rhyme because John Forte had knew about it and stuff like that. Like, so he might have had like recorded a version of it or something like that. And people heard that shit because John Forte heard about, he was saying something like, have not y'all heard and shit. He knew about it, but like, he didn't really put it out to the public. Nobody at that table ever heard Second Round Knockout before. Nobody at that table ever heard that shit before. So he knew after he did that, somebody was gonna go tell LL. Like somebody was definitely gonna go tell L that shit happened and it wasn't no rumor. It's true. I heard the nigga spit it. I was sitting right there. It was a whole room full of people. We all heard that shit. You know what I'm saying? There was gonna be no denying after that. And he was a little bit nervous about that. You know what I'm saying? He was, and honestly, I think Canibus might have been there, but maybe like one other person. He was there like by himself pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So if LL or any of his boys rolled up on him, he'd got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because he was by himself.
Where's Canibus from? Canada?
No, man. No. No. I don't think he's from Canada. I know he used to live out here in Jersey and shit for a long time. He used to live in the bricks.
That's one of the stains that LL threw at him. He said that he rode fucking Lost Boy's dick from Canada and shit. Some shit like that. He had a lot.
I don't know. No, because then how could he be in the army if he was from Canada? I mean,
he became a citizen after 15 years of living in the country.
I think he's from like Georgia or something like that.
That's so crazy.
I think he's like originally from Georgia or some fucking way. Y'all look that shit up.
He was part of like this.
Don't go look it up.
All right. He had a group before he came out solo. He was part of a group called the CIA. It was him and another dude.
Canibus, something. What?
All right. But they met because they were both fucking working.
The conspiracy theories, man. Always.
Like some kind of computer shit. Because remember on his first album, he had that skit where he's hacking all this shit and he's hacking into shit.
See, like in the MCU, they would call this a tie-in. See, this, when I just said conspiracy theories, if you listen to Funk You Cafe radio show, stuff like that, like when we're talking on the air, shit like that, when you did that shit this past summer, you're going to hear me always saying that about conspiracy theories. Everything's always got this conspiracy theory about some shit, on some Alex Jones shit. Always on some, like, don't start looking shit up, man. Don't start doing that shit. You on the fucking camera already, man. You saying? Nah, look. Bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Canibus, like, had way more to lose. And that was, like, back then, it wasn't known that you could fucking go against somebody like LL and then that shit come off. That was like a career ender move. Everybody else would have thought, nah, don't do that shit. That's stupid. He'll end your career.
It started his career, really.
Like in Brooklyn and Bronx and the boroughs and everything, niggas know Canibus from the top. Niggas. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But in the world, they know LL is like Canibus. You know what I'm saying? He didn't pay him. That's why it'd be hard for him. He would have just bust up because they're busting because there's so much fan base as him.
No,
but hurt him.
See,
so,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, it's always.
That's why you said positive. And whatnot, like, certain niggas you can't go like that. You can't go and hammer like that. You whack, but you don't want to go and hammer like that.
It's like the
David shut your label down.
The lie.
But now people will do that shit, but that was because of Canibus. Everybody else rapping against everybody was in each other's lane. Niggas that wasn't in the same lane, you couldn't come at that person like that. Like, they would think that, like, man, who the fuck is this guy? Like, it wasn't even heard of for a motherfucker that wasn't in your same lane to come at you. Because it wouldn't be expected of the person on the higher lane to even acknowledge that shit. Because it's such a blatant, whack-ass move. But Canibus had a reason behind it. Because LL pretty much called him out on a rhyme first and shit. He played him out first. You know what I'm saying? So Canibus actually had a reason for it. The niggas nowadays, they just do that shit, on their own.
Okay. So he was born in Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
He moved around a lot as a child from the Bronx, Newark, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Miami, Buffalo, and London. Now it says that, to the point where I'm saying it says he spent a year working for AT&T Corporation and another year as a data analyst for the U.S. Department of Justice.
What, before he became a rapper?
Yeah.
No. It says before he became a rapper?
Before.
When did he do all of that AT&T shit in data analyst?
After completing high school in 92, he spent a year.
Yeah, because he didn't come out till 97, 96.
It says after he graduated high school in 92, he went to AT&T for a year, and then after that, another year in data analyst. And then
That's cool, man. That's good. That's
he
good.
was led him to study computer science to collab.
But then he went to the army after all of that. 'Cause then he went to the army after the rapping shit. After the rapping shit. I mean, he's had an interesting life, man. Shit. He's had an interesting life. Canibus is an ill dude, man. Like, to me personally, I don't know. I've never, like talked to him after that. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him all that goddamn day, and we had certain conversations on and off camera that were a little bit awkward, really, because to me he was a weird dude.
1997, Canibus. In December 1997, Canibus first publicly discussed a verbal confrontation with LL Cool J in an interview with Torre for the Village Voice. Also attending the interview was John Forte, DMX, Big Pun, Mos Def, and Mike Geronimo. The turntable discussion was recorded by Kurt Nice and featured in Shades of Hip Hop compilation Not to Death in 1998 and re-released in 2004 on Shades of Hip Hop, the Cypher.
Oh, well, son of a bitch. Look, at least it's proper motherfucking credit in that motherfucker. God damn it. That's good. That's in Canibus' motherfucking bio. God damn
it. Who coughing now, nigga? Do the promo. Come on, honey. Smokers Blend, man. Do the promo. The Smokers Blend, man. Do the promo. Huh?
I'm smoking.
Yo, Smokers Blend. Shades of Hip Hop. Worldwide radio.
Alright, this is Sig Nod of the Brick Mob, representing Shades of Hip Hop.
So it's a star-studded joint. That is real hip hop, you know what I mean? It's that real hip hop, it's like Shades of Hip Hop, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up? This is KRS-One, and you checking out Kurt Nice on ShadesRadio.com.
Shades of Hip Hop, baby.
That's original concept too. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, well, that's what we hope. That's what we hope. We're just trying to show that there's a lot of things that black youth could do out here besides just wild out in the blocks and stuff like that. There's a lot of different areas you can be involved in music without just being an MC or a DJ or a producer. You could be behind the scenes of a video show, you know what I'm saying? You could be doing a video mixtape like what we're doing. And basically that's where it came from. We were doing video shows for like 7 years. We were DT Undercover. Shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? He back in Jersey chilling. But we just came up, we got tired of seeing all the little ruckus that they were doing on MTV.
Shout out to my man Al Skills.
So we had to do our own thing. And then, I think like you said, it's an underground tape. We do performances, interviews, we show videos, but we also show remixes, uncut versions, uncensored versions, original just MCs in the street, unsigned, rhyming, you know what I'm saying, on location, wherever they be at on the blocks or whatever. We show social events like the Freaknik in Atlanta, like the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York. We show just different social events in black youth culture. And we've been able, because we have that flavor, we've been able to touch a lot of different areas.
DMX, John Forte, Big Pun and shit right here in Shades of Hip Hop. 9-8, Planet of the Queens, nigga. Whoa. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, D. What up?
Canibus and the Punisher. The ultimate executioner's dream, swinging the guillotine. Cause whenever the head is severed from the human body with a sharp enough weapon, the brain remains conscious for 10 seconds. Long enough for me to give you one last message, and when you get to hell, you can tell Lucifer I said it. Don't ever get it confused. Fucking with Canibus, the human Rubik's Cube, like you got something to prove. Yo, whoever grabs the mic after me and get booed. Get everything in the club thrown at you and your crew. From Moet bottles to bar stools, fruits and foods. You got an album out, you get hit with your CD too. Running outside, lying, crying, denying that you ain't the gay rapper, but you got fuck buying. What's the difference? Y'all niggas still ain't in lyrical fitness. Too busy mixing your business with your bitches. While I be in the lab composing forbidden scriptures. So wicked naked, I got Satan ejaculating all over his fingers like Dirk Diggler in the middle of Boogie Nights, sniffing white, living the hype. He ruined his life, but I'm an MC of a different type. Yeah, that's right. So make sure your grip is tight, or I'ma snatch your mic. Word up, like that.
Yo, Big Pun, I'm squad, man, Canibus, you know what I'm saying? Shades of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Keep it real.
Sure D, blacking out with my big man right here, Mr. Punisher, and Canibus, the lyrical analyst. Get on the phone, call the ambulance, tell them how damn is this. You know what I'm saying? Right here with, what's the name of this thing again?
Damn, Shades of Hip Hop. That is shit.
Shades of Hip Hop.
That shit is fly. You need to use
Drip
that.
drop to the tip top, you know what I'm saying?
Shades of Hip Hop.
Word up, Shades of Hip Hop, you know what I'm saying? What we
I'm Forte.
Word up.
Speaking of which, I keep my name on your brain like Missy and the rain. I'm from the school of stolen sneakers, speakers, and heavy chains, no lie. To the nollie, why? God see I learned the ways of the street, degrees in poli-sci, many days under heat, pays for sticking them, watching beats on the lean, routine, curriculum, black bands, maybe your trans am, exams get done, pop quiz, figure out them niggas who hit son, God give, God take away, and it's easy to see, spell till, the Lord kill indiscriminately, we infinitely, to sell, keeping fans compelled, the bigger picture, watch the ones who with you, I clean up high, and seen them die, travel life more than once, maybe, me and I, had to read it by, so many conceited eyes, had to be wise, when I met too many girls around the world and delete the lies. Holly Side, 1998, John Forte, Shades of Hip Hop, and I love all y'all. Spot this record and bootleggers, all get killed like this.